I'm back in Matala, but just for maybe an hour. I'm going to get something to eat and then we're going to go to Phaistos and Gortys. We are going a little historical today. But first we need to drive, because that's how it works. You get in the car, you drive, and then you arrive. I don't know. It wasn't my decision to do it that way. So here we are, Phaistos. This is actually new. Never seen this before. This used to be just part of the huge square. Seems they found some new fundaments. This is a Minoan dig site, and Minoans were like one of the first known European civilizations. So that was in the Bronze Age, apparently, and I think the first settlement they know about that was settled here was around 3000 before Christ, which is a long time ago. But this is actually the grounds of a palace, a Minoan palace, and that was dated around 1800 before Christ. At least the first part of it. And I can totally understand why they decided to build it right here, because we have a really nice overview of the valley. You're not too far from the sea. For us at least, it's like, I don't know, 20-minute drive. For them, maybe 2-3 hours. They did have Wi-Fi, so that's good. But apparently this is also where the Phaistos disc was found, which is this round disc. For as far as they know, that is one of the first uses of hieroglyphs typography in the world, because they use these stamps to do so, and they still haven't figured out what it actually means. There are many stories around it. If you guys know that show on Discovery, I think, or on National Geographic, with the Greek guy with the wild hair, yeah, he has a few theories about that disc. The thing is with the disc, and that is not on the sign, so I don't know if that is actually true or cooked up by some alien theory conspiracists, but apparently the material in which the disc is made cannot be found on the island. What the sign says is that it's basically a clay tablet, and they used the stamps and then they baked it. But apparently, according to some people, the clay is not from around here. Like in that time, that was quite exceptional. Now, on the other hand, they weren't the only civilization. They were doing trade all over the Mediterranean. There are, if I'm not mistaken, Minoan settlements even as far as Corsica, Italy. So they did expand. It's not like they just stuck to Crete. It makes sense that at some point that might just be a funny story that someone wrote on a clay tablet on the other side of Europe. That's not too far-fetched. I mean, they had thousands of years of time to get it here, so great that I'm misplacing stuff. On both sides of this hill, so right there. And on the other side, well, we'll get a look at that later. There's still plenty to be done. And right here they're not digging currently, but the other side they are. These are some parts that they're still digging up where the general public can't enter, although you might at some point, because they have signs set up and explaining what this part is about, and there are benches, so this might open up pretty soon. Would be cool. This says 1933. There's a lot of these little rooms. Like a few years ago I did this series of videos where I did 1 minute videos for every single day that we were here. But we hid this one secret in every of these videos. Still so very few people that discovered that. Nobody actually discovered it. Well, some people knew. There's a stamp. But in every of these videos there was a ghost hidden, which was basically Hilde in a bedsheet. And in one of those, this was the location that she was standing in. As we just flew by with the camera. The things I do that nobody notices. So that was Phaistos. I spent about I think an hour and a half here, 90 minutes. But now we're going to Gortys, which is about a 20-minute drive. Oh, I found my team in Overwatch. And this is Gortys, the Roman capital of Crete. Oof. This is the cathedral of Titus, and Titus was the first bishop of Crete. And apparently he was converted to Christianity by Paul, the apostle, that we already talked about, because he arrived on the island after being captured by the Romans on Laseo, the lost harbor that we visited in a previous video. So the first settlements they found around this area, but that might be including Phaistos and whatnot, was 7,000 years before Christ. That's a long time ago. I think some type of performance is going to happen. It's not in the old arena, they set up a new arena with chairs. That building has always fascinated me, ever since the first time I came to Gortys. I feel like they've slowly been uncovering this house too, because the first time I came here there was no near as much above ground. These are my favorite flowers on this island. Oleander. This tree has a history to it. Well, that's what they say at least. If you know anything about Greek mythology, there's this story that Zeus, the Greek god, he at some point disguised as a bull and seduced Europa. And they laid under this tree, which resulted in 3 kids, and one of them being Minos. And then he had a son, which was the Minotaur. We all know that story. But yeah, supposedly he abducted Europa from Lebanon and went all hanky-panky and right here under this tree. Those gods, man. I mean, I'm not claiming that really happened, but it is a nice example of how all that mythology and all those stories, all that history that you learned about in school happened right here on this island. Like, this is where it all started. This is literally where Europa started, or Europe. It's about everything there's to see in the fenced off area. So now I'm going to go back to the entrance and exit, ironically, and cross the road. If you look from the other side, it looks like a gate actually. Maybe there was an entrance gate to the city. This is the Praetorium. So this is where basically the Praetor, the commander for this region, had his base. But you can almost imagine it, right? Looking at all these pillars, these structures, these foundations, the occasional wall. It almost feels like you discovered it, basically. Like, oh, look what I just found. I think I could make a video of an hour just running around here and talking about it and how fascinated I am by all of this, but that would get really boring for you guys. One of the reasons that I'm here watching all of this right now, because this didn't just all fall over, it didn't explode or anything, it's just time. There will have been some fires and whatnot, but in the end it was just abandoned because the occupiers chased everybody away or killed everybody and there was no one left to live here, so I don't know. It just was left to time, and time then slowly took it apart. And all because some people wanted other people to go away. It's kind of insane. The way that we kind of treat each other sometimes. And how this has been going on for thousands of years. And still today. Sadly, very relevant. And what for? Just to get wiped out yourself? by someone else. She's stupid. I can't get enough of this. I love this place. Yep, Crete in general, but this little spot of Crete. To be fair, it is the perfect Cretan night. The sun is out. Had a really productive day. Saw a lot of beautiful stuff. Guys, if you've never been to Crete, you're missing out. I mean, if you're into all that kind of rubber banana, scuba diving, parasailing stuff, yeah, you can do that. There's plenty of that, like there is in any other Southern European country. But if you're not into that, there's so much more. So much more. So much to see on this island. I've been coming here for a long time, and I'm still not sick and tired of it, really. Even if I come twice a year. That is quite unusual for me because I tend to get kind of bored pretty fast with stuff. But this, nah. And I keep discovering new stuff, even after all those years. Tomorrow I'm driving to Retimino, have a coffee, and then I'm going to discover the town a little bit and show you guys. There's plenty of stuff to see in Retimino. It's a beautiful city. But for now, that was it. Guys, take care of yourself, take care of each other, and come to Crete. Bye-bye.